Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello Muslim friends, for those who listen, let's say it together. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Okay everyone, now I would introduce myself. My name is Waode Siti Faradila. On this occasion, you will hear about the life of Muhammad the Prophet with the topic the first battle in Islam. The Quraysh had begun grand-scale preparation to attack Medina. The trade caravan which had gone to Syria that year, headed by Abu Sufyan, was extraordinarily equipped. Every Quraysh put all of his savings in that caravan, and it was decided that whatever the profit accrued that year, it would not be given to the traders. But this news caused much anxiety in Medina. As Abu Sufyan was returning from Syria, he feared that the Muslims might intercept his trade caravan. He sent a messenger well in advance to inform the leader of the Quraysh of his fears. Upon receiving the message, a well-equipped army of 1,000 Meccans marched towards Medina under the command of Abu Jahl. They had reached Badr when news came that the trade caravan was passing just 3 miles on the seaside from the Quraysh camp, and that it had not encountered any attack from the Muslims yet. But since the Meccans were so eager on giving battle to Muhammad SAW and his followers, they decided to proceed towards Medina anyway. After all, was not the objective of sending such a trade caravan this very battle? So, why should they go back to Mecca when they had 1,000 well-equipped warriors among them who were sufficient to teach the Muslims a lesson? They camped at the stream of Badr. Now let us see what was happening in Medina. When news came that the trade caravan was coming from Syria on the north side, now, there were two alternatives before the Muslims in Medina: to either save themselves from being overwhelmed by the Meccans with all their resources from the rich Syrian trade, or make another option, or one which had the least danger from the time being and which also promised a rich booty. Fall upon the Quraysh caravan returning from Syria richly laden and led by Abu Sufyan with only 14 not so well armed men. From a worldly point of view, this latter course was the safest and the most lucrative, and many Muslims prefer it. The other alternative, which was actually adopted on the recommendation of the Prophet as guided by God, was to leave the booty alone and to march out boldly against a well-armed and well-equipped Quraysh army of 1,000 men coming from Mecca. The Meccan army was already on its way long before the Muslims came out of Medina to defend themselves. Also, they clearly saw that although some Muslims desired to avoid the Meccan army and to attack the trade caravan, that idea was not accepted, and that the decided aim and objective of their march was to fight the Meccan army, which was already on its way. This clearly belies the vicious and mischievous propaganda of Western writers who claim that the Prophet had intended to attack the trade caravan of the Quraysh, and that the Quraysh had come out only to protect their caravan. The verses of the Quran are the only a contemporary record of the event of Badr. If there is any writing by anyone which goes against this authentic narrative, it must be thrown out of window. You may wonder why the enemies of Islam labor so much to present this Battle of Badr as one in which the Quraysh side were aiming just to protect their trade caravan. The reason is this: it was the first battle between the Quraysh side and the Muslim, and if the responsibility of the first battle is laid on the heads of the Muslim, then all battles could be portrayed as being the continuation of the battle, and thus the holy prophet could be presented as a warrior prophet who by his preordained design compelled the place-loving Meccan to fight. God helped them by sending rain, which provided them with weather enough for their needs and made the sandy ground firm for them, while the firm clay of the Meccan side became muddy, making their stand and maneuver difficult. Okay, now we talk about the features and consequences of the battle. The Battle of Badr had far-reaching consequences. Till then, the Muslims were harassed by avoiding any major conflict. This victory gave them confidence in their physical power. They could now meet force with force. They were soon recognized as a power to be reckoned with, and smaller tribes were countered against joining forces against them. This victory dealt a severe blow to the prestige of the Quraysh. A number of the chiefs, such as Abu Jahl, Utbah, Saibah, Jam'ah, as Ibn Hisham, and Umayyah ibn Khalaf, had been killed, and consequently, Abu Sufyan became their undisputed chieftain. Abdullah ibn Ubay and his oxyclatin follower professed Islam, though if named only as Munafiqun, they were always a source of danger. The Jews of Medina and its vicinity were alarmed at the new power that had emerged. Okay everybody, that's all from me. A little story about the life of Muhammad the Prophet. I hope this is very useful for all of us. Thanks very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.